morning, y'all, y buenos dias. So for today's video, I have a highly requested video, which is what some benefits are to reading to your kids and also some of my tips. I think that this was just really requested because if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know that Luna and I are always reading. She loves it so much, and so I figured you guys would want to know a couple of the tips and a lot of the benefits of sitting down and reading with your little ones. So if you guys are interested, then keep on watching. So the benefits of reading to your little ones, and specifically the reason that I'm making this video concentrates on 2-year-olds, but this goes for far younger and far older as well. But Luna is currently 2 years old, so just to give you guys like a little bit of a frame of reference for that. But one of my most favorite benefits of reading is the bonding that you get with your child. Just being able to sit and snuggle together and read something that is either really interesting for them or something that you're really passionate about. Just like you create a whole entire moment, like you're creating all of these memories for your child, and that bonding is something that is so unbelievably cherished, and that you can always go back and you see that title of that book or you see that picture of that book and you'll always remember those sweet moments. Another really awesome benefit is the increase in developing language skills. Just them hearing the different word combinations, the different vocabulary, all of that, they're taking all of that in. And which is why I also really encourage people to read books in different languages. Like even if you don't know what the other language is talking about, there are super simple books, like really simple bilingual books that aren't gonna make you want to like spin your head off or anything like that. That is super beneficial for them just to hear different patterns of words. Another great benefit is that it increases concentration. So a lot of kids nowadays are kind of zoned into tablets and phones and TV screens and stuff like that, which the books really does the exact opposite. So you're having to focus on something and having to work at it as opposed to just taking it in. So even with reading, even though you're reading to them, they're still having like another level of concentration as opposed to them just staring at a screen. Also, reading encourages creativity. So hearing these magical stories of different situations and different way of solving problems, all of this, they're absorbing all of that and increasing their own capacity for creativity and problem solving. So it also teaches life lessons and empathy and the ability to relate to other people. All of these things, life lessons that maybe in a normal situation you wouldn't be able to really tell your 2-year-old. And that way they're able to compassionately relate to another person. Like I said, some of these situations might not occur organically in an everyday situation, but in a book with characters that they can further relate to, they're able to increase that empathy, which is so critical when raising a human being. And lastly, one of the benefits that I really see is that it helps promote independent reading. And reading can really just boost up every frame of reference for a child, because not only does it open up an entire new world for them, but it also really lets them see their own independence, because every toddler just wants to be an adult, right? That's all they want. They want to be a little grown up. And for them to have this drive for reading, it only increases it tenfold. Sometimes it could be to a fault. Like Luna will sit down and literally try to sit down and read her books. And she has a couple of books that are very simple. And now she recognizes letter sounds, so she will sound words out. And she just has this immense pride in herself that she's able to do that. And I think it's totally because of how many books we read, she wants to do it herself too. All right, and now for the tips. My number one tip is start now. Like start right now. There is never a time where it's too early or anything like that. For Luna, we started, I mean, pretty much since she was still in the womb, I started reading books to her. And they don't really necessarily have to be like baby books, like especially in the womb, like you could read what you're reading out loud. And it's just, like I said, for them to be able to hear words, different combinations of words. And with Luna, we started, obviously when she was a baby, we would show her board books, and then as she got a little bit older, we got like other kinds of books, and she wasn't interested like at all, but I still kept reading to her because I knew that she would want to eventually. And so, you know, if she was maybe like 6 or 7 or 8 months old, she wasn't really paying attention, but I would still read into them like in super charactery like voices and just make the stories come to life, and she'd be crawling everywhere trying to get to whatever else she was trying to get to, but I still kept reading. And now she's to the point where, like I said, she'll sit down and read to herself. My next tip is read everything. Read board books, read recipes, read instructions, read pamphlets, read signs, read everything, chapter books, your books, anything ever, because they recognize that language is not only something that you use when you sit down to read a book, but it's everywhere. It's all around you. So yeah, when you're at the store and you can read the signs, you can read stop signs and stuff like that. Luna gets a kick out of reading stop signs. Like every time we get to a stop sign, we go stop, stop. And she gets so excited because she knows that that means something. We have to stop at the stop sign. And so yeah, so read all of the things. So my next tip is to diversify what you are reading. So show non-traditional gender roles, show non-traditional family roles, show non-heteronormative characters, show characters of different races and different backgrounds and different cultures from different places. Showing all of this diversity also helps with your child's empathy and their ability to see human beings for the diverse creatures that we are. By reading books that are the same kind of character over and over again, you are building how they see not only the world but themselves. And so if you're only showing characters where little girls are a certain way and little boys are a certain way, or mommy only does this or daddy only does this, or whatever it is, you are creating how they see their world. So by showing vast amounts of diversity in the appearance of the characters, in their ability of the characters, in everything, the language that they speak, the family that they're in, by showing that they're able to fully see the world for what it is, as opposed to just a nuclear family of a white race of, you know, all of these things that are very basic and are very, very norm in most of our books. But our world isn't like that. We're extremely diverse, so we need to show our children that diversity. So another tip is edit your books. So if you have books that have either been gifted to you, or you found thrifted, or you found, you know, like with a good deal, but some of the stuff you aren't so keen about, edit them. No one says you can't write in your own books. And so like I have several books that were either gifted to us or I got like on a really good deal, and they might have something about eating animals, and so I just kind of edit it out and put, you know, either soy milk, or I'll put, you know, if it says I know that one of the books that Luna got was called Dragons Love Tacos or something. It was like it's like a really silly book, and so it says like dragons love chicken tacos, and so we just put vegan. So when we're reading it, we say like dragons love vegan tacos, vegan chicken tacos. And so simple things like that, whether it's whatever it is that you're passionate about or something that really aligns with your values, there's no reason why you can't just go in there and edit a little section of the book out. Another tip is let your kids pick books. And so we go to the library once a week, and Luna loves picking out books. And so sometimes there are books that are just so ridiculous and out there, and like, I don't really know that she'll want to read, but when we get home, she knows that she picked it, and so she's way more inclined to want to read it. And so by letting them pick books, by letting them have that little independence, like, oh, we get to read this because I chose it, that really boosts their want to continue reading as well. And my last tip is kind of on getting books. And so use your library. use your library. Sometimes books are very expensive. We are very passionate readers, and so I like to invest in a lot of books, but it can really add up. So by going to the library, by finding friends that have books that you really like and kind of swapping those around, that's a really great way of doing it too. And also thriftbooks.com. I can never and will never shut up about how much I love that website, because you can find amazing books for like literally like way less than half the price. That's how most of my books are here, because of that awesome site. If y'all want to sponsor me, hit me up, because I really, really love you guys. But anyways, it's just such a good site that you get secondhand books, and they're a lot cheaper than buying them normal. And also for kids' birthdays or holidays and stuff like that, ask family members and friends to gift books instead of toys or other things, if that's the route that you're wanting to go. There's always ways to get more books into kids' lives. So that is it for my benefits and tips. I know that I could go on and on and on with this, because like I said, not only am I an avid reader, but I always knew that I wanted to read to my children as well, and just knowing how passionate and how much she loves to read now, it's something that I would never replace. And so yeah, if you guys have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Tlazocamahti for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.